Are you sick and tired of having the same arguments over and over again with your wife? Would you like nothing more than peace and respect when you come home from work? Well, brother, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to be teaching you a system to help you eradicate arguments and bring peace back to your home. Now, if we haven't met each other before, my name's Luke Finn and I help dads avoid unnecessary divorce and reignite the relationship with their wives. Now, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and smash that bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. Now, make sure to stick around to the end of this video to get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the masterclass, you're going to get to diagnose your marriage and learn what it's going to take to reconcile with your wife and discover the #1 hidden roadblock preventing you from reconciling with your wife. Now, with that being said, let's dive right in. Constant arguments with your wife is not good for your relationship. It literally erodes the emotional safety required for you to connect with your wife. So in a healthy relationship, it's normal to have fights every now and then, but you also resolve them together. In a marriage that's in trouble, you're going to have fights over and over again, there's no resolution, and there's resentment building up. And this is not a good sign for your marriage. But that's what we're going to get handled today. And to start off, we have to look at the #1 mistake that we make when we get into arguments, right? And it's we get defensive. Your wife starts bringing something up, and all of a sudden we start getting that tunnel vision, our heart rate goes up, and we get defensive. We feel like we're being attacked. And what we're doing is then we're going into opposition to your wife. We don't want to do that, guys. When you get into the next argument with your wife or you see it going in that direction, it's really important not to get defensive. And I'm going to give you a complete system today to implement to eradicate these fights in your home and to bring peace. And that system is E.M.T mastery. And E.M.T stands for emotions, mindset, and the tactics. So I'm going to teach you these steps today so that you can bring peace to your home. Now, the steps that I'm teaching you have been tested with hundreds of men and in the most difficult of situations. Just like with my client Dennis, who came into my program, applied this system, and went from having 4 fights, big 4 fights every week, blowouts with his wife. He was literally scared to come home from work because the fights were so bad, to being in leadership in his marriage, having the respect, and literally having 0 fights at home and having peace. So you need to follow these steps. These are what's going to bring you peace in your house. So let's go into it. The first one is emotions. So if you find that it's starting to go in a bad direction, as in a fight is coming, what you need to do, guys, is you need to breathe deeply. So take a deep breath in, like put your hands on your belly. What you want to be doing is breathing into your belly and out. Take a deep breath in and out. Now, what usually happens, guys, is when we get into a fight or an argument with our wives, is we start breathing shallow. You'll notice here on your chest, it'll be, short breaths. And what you're doing is you're literally telling your brain that you're in fight or flight, that your life is under threat. And you're not, guys. When you have a fight, it's not a nice thing, but your life is not under threat. You're safe. You're not going to be killed. And so what you need to do is breathe deeply to send your nervous system that the signal that you are safe. So just simple step of when you start to see things going in a direction that you're not happy with, or you see, okay, this is going in the wrong direction, this could go sideways, take a deep breath in and out. All right? #1 step, breathe deeply. Really simple, but extremely effective. The second thing, guys, is remember, stay calm. By breathing deeply, we're regulating our emotions, and stay calm. You're not going to be able to navigate this argument and the situation if you're starting to get worked up and lose your shit. You need to stay calm so you can be there with your wife and navigate this effectively. And the third thing is, guys, you can also say to yourself, and when you're breathing deeply, in your head, you just go, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. You just need to tell yourself, what you're doing is you're just telling yourself to calm down, everything's good. And once you've got your emotions regulated, guys, then you're in a great situation, a great position to navigate these situations effectively, all right? So from emotions then, once you've got your emotions dialed in, you now need to go into your mindset. So what's the mindset that you need to implement here to be able to eradicate those fights and arguments in your household? The first one is when your wife starts, coming at you, or you see that a fight's coming, just instead of thinking like, oh shit, we're going to have a fight, or she thinks I'm not good enough, or I'm not good enough. Just see it as your wife needs help, all right? Be curious. You need to be coming into these arguments and discussions with curiosity. So not like curiosity as in you're being Sherlock Holmes and you're trying to pick her argument apart. It's different. It's like really you want to understand what's going on for your wife. So the next time your wife starts getting worked up, rather than feeling like you're attacked, you're going to take that deep breath, stay calm, and you're like, oh, my wife needs help, because there's something going on for her. When she's getting worked up, something's going on for her. You're her husband, and you need to be able to support her and understand what's going on for her, okay? Step 2 is, guys, it's not about being right or wrong, all right? So many people get caught up in an argument about, I'm right, you're wrong. This is just your ego, guys, and all it does is you go into opposition with your wife. You can't find a solution together because you're more invested in being right and showing that she's wrong, and vice versa, than finding a solution. Guys, this is terrible. You do not want to do this. Your wife's emotions are valid. You just want to listen to them. And the same thing for you. Your emotions are valid. It's not about saying you're wrong, I'm right, and it's about being there, listening to her emotions and understanding them, right? And vice versa. Same thing when you've got stuff going on for you, your wife should be listening and not judging, all right? So it's not about being wrong or right. It's about listening and validating the emotions, all right? Number 3 is a huge one, guys, is be brave. Do not be a man that brushes the issues underneath the carpet. You do not want to do this, because what happens, at some point you got this carpet, which is huge, and you're going to trip over it. And this happens to a lot of people, right? It's like they don't resolve the issues. You've got to be brave, and you've got to address the issues in your marriage when they occur. When they come up, don't brush them underneath the rug. Don't brush them underneath the carpet. Go and talk with your wife. Be brave, and take 100% responsibility, guys. So I always say to my clients, if you mess up, go and apologize. And at the same time, if you didn't mess up, don't be going and apologizing, right? You need to take 100% responsibility for how you show up. And don't blame your wife. Don't use blame or shame. It's so important, guys. No blame or shame in your marriage. This just pushes your wife further away and creates this bigger divide between the two of you. So be brave when things come up in your marriage. Talk about them straight away. Tackle them early so that they don't grow up into this big, huge bulge underneath that rug, all right? Now, the final thing is tactics. So let's get into the tactics now, guys. Now that you've got your emotions dialed in, you've got the right mindset when things are starting to come up and get heated in your marriage, let's look at the third thing in this system, tactics. What tactics can you actually use? What you can do is stick to the facts. Really important, guys. Don't go generalizing, saying, oh, you always get angry. You never spend time with me. You're never around. This is a generalization. You need to stick to the facts. So you can say something like, last Saturday, when you went out, I felt sad, right? You're sticking to the facts. It happened last Saturday. The action was she went out or did something. And then you say how you feel. I felt sad. I felt angry. I felt, upset. This gets you away from generalizing and blaming your wife to talking about a fact and then how you feel. And this gives space, right? It gives space for both of you to discuss it rather than feeling like you're blaming her and she has to take a position to defend herself. You can discuss it in an empowered manner. So this is a really important one. Stick to a fact, so what happened and how it made you feel. The second thing you need to do is, after you've communicated to your wife about what happened and how you feel, look for feedback. Can you help me understand what's going on for you? So yesterday or on Saturday when you went out and you left me, so last Saturday when you went out, I felt sad. I was hoping we were going to spend time together. Can you help me understand what was going on for you? You want to look for feedback. And at this point, guys, you just be quiet, listen to what your wife has to say. This is really powerful. You need to understand what's going on for her. And this is how you start finding solutions together, all right? And the third thing is, no matter how the conversation goes, guys, maybe it doesn't go exactly the way you want. You always want to praise your wife. If it's a difficult conversation, always finish it up with, hey, thanks for listening. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that we could discuss these kind of things. By praising your wife, you're building up this positive momentum, and she feels more and more confident to have these discussions with you. Now guys, if you want more details on these tactics, I've created a communication guide that breaks this down into 7 steps how you can rebuild trust and connect with your wife. If you would like that communication guide, check down in the description, you'll find the link, you can download it there. Now I promised you at the end of this training you're going to get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the masterclass, you're going to get to diagnose your marriage and learn what it's going to take to reconcile. You're also going to get to learn the #1 reason why your wife has checked out of the marriage, and you're going to get to start applying my ARC system to begin the reconciliation process. So if you want to join that masterclass, check down the description, the link's there. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And finally, if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to my free Facebook group, Marriage Support Group for Dads. This is a community of dads determined to create an unbreakable marriage. You can find the link down in the description. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you've got any questions at all, post them down in the comments. And if you found this video useful, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and smash the bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. Now with all that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.